This is Audible.
Audible Studios presents Room 21, written by Jessica Huntley, narrated by Charlie Albers and Anna Burnett. A note to the listener. Please note that this book contains in-depth detail regarding epilepsy and epileptic seizures, incest, inferred, and child abduction, which may be triggering to some listeners. Prologue. The night of the party. Family can be both a blessing and a curse. On the one hand, we're bound to them by blood, literally by blood. Their cells and DNA running through our bloodstream are a part of our own bodies, our own genetic makeup. Hell, we even get antibodies from our mothers before we're born to protect us from illnesses, infections, and diseases. Perhaps we inherit our father's strong jawline or high IQ, or maybe our grandmother's high cheekbones or love of sewing. Without family, we would cease to exist, literally. We are who we are because of them, which is great for some people who have loving, adoring families and who are kind, compassionate, and there for you no matter what. On the other hand, what happens if you don't know who your family are? What if you're adopted or fostered, or have been abandoned by your family at a young age? How can you ever truly know who you are or why you are the way you are if you've never known your family? Some people may not care about where they come from, but I reckon that deep down everyone is curious about their DNA. Nothing makes sense. That's how I lived for the first 25 years of my life. Until today. What if, like me, when you do eventually find your long-lost family, they turn out to be a bunch of vicious, psychotic, bloodthirsty lunatics? Then what? Surely it would be better to not know about them at all. Because let me tell you, there's no book or manual out there or online forum which prepares you for finding out your family are serial killers. Or maybe there is, and I just haven't found it yet. In any case, after tonight, I will have to walk around in public knowing that serial killers' blood runs in my veins. Will people look at me differently? I expect they will. It's not like I'll have a sign on my forehead that says, "Has a serial killer family," but I may as well. Every time I get angry or annoyed in the future, I'll wonder if I have it in me to snap and kill someone, to torture them or string them up from the neck and watch them twitch and writhe around until they stop breathing. The point is that yes, my family are twisted and evil, but I'm no angel from heaven either, especially now. I've changed since arriving here at this hotel. Have I changed because of my upbringing, or because my family's DNA has made me this way? It's hard to tell, and I expect I'll never know the answer. All I know is that tonight, I'm about to kill dozens of people. Bad, evil, disgusting people, but still people. Human beings with heartbeats and lives and loved ones. Do they deserve to die? Does anyone truly deserve to die? I don't know the answer to that question either, but what I do know is that I have a choice to make. I must choose whether to follow in my family's footsteps or choose my own path in life. I only met my blood family for the first time roughly 2 weeks ago, so what gives them the right to have me choose them? Also, and perhaps I should have mentioned this before, the fact that they are my family, that their blood runs in my veins, doesn't mean I owe them anything, right? Just because I'm biologically related doesn't make them family, because family, true family, are the ones who care about you and love you, who'd lay down their lives for you. They may not be related by blood, but does that make them any less a member of your family? I don't have any close friends, nor anyone I'd call in an emergency, but these people in front of me now are still strangers.